Hey guys, Darkovika here, and I decided I'd start something kind of cool called Things You May Not Know About Me, which I actually want to share with you guys. So in each vlog or whatever, I'm going to talk about something interesting about myself, and I want you guys to post one interesting thing about yourself below. Now I say one because I'm going to do this a lot, so we're going to have several videos of this, something you may not know. And we'll share lots of really cool things about ourselves and lots of really cool stories about things that we've done. And it'll be stretched out over the course of I don't know how long until I run out of cool things about myself, which shouldn't take very long actually. Anyway, so today's video is focused on actually Hey Yogscast of all things. Most of you know, for instance, that I wrote Hey Yogscast for the Yogscast ages and ages ago. That was like 3 years ago that I originally wrote the song Hey Yogscast. And for those of you that don't know, well, I wrote a super cool song for the Yogscast. I actually have a couple things that I wanted to say about the Hey Yogscast song. And the first was I actually had no idea that they had heard it for the first couple of hours that of its existence. I released like a really shitty thing that I had recorded with my iPhone, I don't know, 4. On a piano bench with the guitar under a piano bench, and I just recorded it with my phone and I popped it into SoundCloud and was like, whatever, that was done. I let it sit there for like 5 hours and I was like, all right, let's see how many views it has. Probably like 6. And I opened up the app and the damn song had 11,000 plays, and I just sat there like, what? And I remember I like sat down really hard. My mom was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I don't know. This has got to be a glitch. Look at this. And she was like, what am I looking at? Because my mom's not very tech savvy. But it was like one of the most strange experiences of my life. Now, as it turned out, a friend who worked for the Yogscast had sent them the song once he saw, because I posted it to Facebook as well. And he saw it and he was like, oh man, I have to show them. So he sent it directly to Simon and Lewis and Hannah. And obviously this was 3 years ago, so there weren't that many additions to the Yogscast yet. And actually, what was really cool after this, around this time, I actually also technically worked for the Yogscast as well, but as a volunteer. See, what a lot of people don't really remember or know anymore was I used to be a moderator on the Yogscast website. Yeah, it's why there's a lot of confusion around who wrote the song. And one thing that drives me insane, I was called Kit Fox Pup on those forums. So a lot of people knew me as Kit Fox Pup. So someone went and created a YouTube under the name Kit Fox Pup, and obviously got like people were flooding to that channel and being like, oh, wow, you did really good on the song. And it wasn't that I felt like I deserved it. I was just really mad. And I've seen a lot of people go around and like pretend to be me. And it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's flattering, but it's also like, I beg your pardon. Really now? No, I don't know. That kind of stuff bugs me. It's flattering though. Just don't do it. So yeah, I used to be a moderator for the Yogscast, and I have a lot of interesting stories. I was a quiet moderator. I sat in corners and just kind of, like, every day I'd go on to the website and just scroll through threads, make sure no one was being a jerk. I think the only time I ever had to banhammer people was during a pandemic, and I will get to that. But like, I would just kind of scroll through the forum and the threads, and I didn't talk to anybody. This was during my socially awkward phase. Hey Yogscast kind of squashed that, but I was still like really socially awkward on the internet, and I did not talk to people. So like all the other moderators were really well known on the forum because they would like chat with people and be really friendly and open, and you know, they were like gods among mortal men. And then I would pop in and people would be like, whoa, are you a new moderator? And I'd be like, actually no, I've been here for like a year, and I'm gonna leave now, bye. It took me forever to get into the TeamSpeak. Like, I'm telling you, I once sat there and stared at this is back when they had a TeamSpeak server for everyone to go into. I stared at that freaking TeamSpeak server before, like, with my mouse on the connect button, and I was just like, it's not that big a deal. It's not that big a deal. You can just click it. Come on, you can do it. Come on. You just, maybe tomorrow. And then I'd like close it, and like the next day just kind of sit there and do the same thing. Well, one day I did go in, and actually that was how I earned the nickname Kit Kat, because they got really tired of saying Kit Fox Pup. They'd be like, hey, Kit Fox, that is really hard to say. We're calling you Kit Kat. And I'd be like, what? So that was another thing. And then, so that pandemic I mentioned. So this is another part of my moderator stories. While being a moderator for the Yogscast, and I have no ill will towards Notch. I want to put that out there right now. As you guys will remember, a couple years ago there was not Comic Con, a Minecraft. It was the first Minecraft conventions. It was like Minecon, I think it was what it was called. And the Yogscast were invited to Minecon, so they got to have like a panel there. I don't know if they had a panel actually. I know they had a booth where they were doing autographs and stuff, and it was really cool. And I remember on the day that they were coming home, I was sitting on my computer in the TeamSpeak chat talking to a friend of mine who worked for the Yogscast on Israfel, Shadow of Israfel and stuff like that. We were sitting in a room, and it was a slow day. I mean, like, it was quiet. There were maybe 5 people in the TeamSpeak, real silent. And all of a sudden, Minty Minute comes crashing in. For those of you who don't know who that is, she was the head admin of the website, yogscast.com, which doesn't, I think, exist anymore. And she comes flying in like, oh my God, you guys need to get on the website now. And me and my friend are like, whoa, what's happening? And she was like, things. And she just like disappeared. And we were like, what? And so we pop on the website. And I mean, if you refreshed, you couldn't even see the threads anymore. It was just chain threading just appearing out of like, oh, it was a nightmare. And it was people who were like, I hate the Yogscast. The Yogscast are terrible. How could you do this? We believed in you. Ban me. We were on a sudden, no questions asked, banhammer everyone. Like anyone who even remotely we didn't have time to do anything else. We just had to ban because you banned one person and 20 more threads had appeared. And it was just insane. And what had happened actually was a misunderstanding with Notch. Again, no ill will. I want to put that out there. Don't anybody go bringing up dirty laundry with Notch. What had happened was, according to Notch anyway, the tweets, someone from Minecon had like this huge beef with the Yogscast and lied to Notch and said that the Yogscast were super belligerent. They had been cursing at small children and just being really horrible people. And so Notch, instead of doing research, which he should have done, but obviously he didn't, he took this person's word as the truth and started tweeting about how there were people he would not invite ever again to Minecon. And then he made all of these really weird, underhanded comments that were basically saying the Yogscast. And finally, one last tweet, I guess he was really angry. He'd worked himself up by this point, and he said, and by the way, I'm talking about the Yogscast. They were utterly trash. Now, the thing is, he had not mentioned that someone had told him this. Even worse was the fact that the Yogscast were on a plane, so they had no idea that this was happening. So we were like flipping our lids. We were freaking out on the forums. We were like, oh my God, what do we do? We were just banning left and right. Threads were being closed. I think eventually someone got to the creator of the website and they took it down because for that short amount of time, it was madness. And so the Yogscast ended up tweeting out, hey, we just got, like obviously a couple hours after they got off the plane, they were like, we just heard about what happened. We will be releasing an official statement soon. We're really sorry that it's come to this, and we would like to have this solved as amicably as possible. Well, shortly after that, Notch came out and said that he was extremely sorry. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Before that happened, people started releasing videos about how, videos of the Yogscast acting with their children, like communicating, and they were super sweet and friendly and so loving, and like, oh my gosh, they were making these kids' days. Like, you could just see that like they were so professional and responsible about how they were talking with fans and signing autographs, and they were just so friendly. And like these videos started flooding the whole net, like all of Twitter. And then Notch he went quiet for a while, and then he came back and then said that it was all his fault and that he super apologized and he couldn't take any of the things that he'd said back, but that he had been lied to, and that the person who had lied to him had been handled, but that this was all his fault, and that he was incredibly sorry to the Yogscast whose name he had besmirched. And I think he did that for like a day. Like, he kept tweeting out, please read my tweets. It was not true. All of the things I said. I mean, obviously, we couldn't really take it back from all of the people who had seen it and acted rashly. So I guess the moral of this story is, if you hear something, please don't go flood comments in people's sections because you don't know the truth about what's going on, and you have to wait for more, I guess, proof to come out. I don't know the best way to word that, but you have to kind of be more careful with what you say because, I mean, those people were banned and we banned by IP address. So they couldn't make accounts anymore. So there was no taking that back. We couldn't unban people. It was just their IP address was blocked from the website forever. So it was a huge, huge, sad time. And we still had to deal with threads that would pop up for like a week. It was crazy. And I remember I was mad at Notch for a little while, but I also understood that Notch wasn't exactly like, I mean, he was thrust into a world of professionality. So I don't hold it against Notch. And I really never have. So again, not Notch's fault. He learned a valuable lesson that day. I think we all did. So that was my horror story from being a moderator. A lot more people knew me after that. And then Hey Ogscast happened, and all of a sudden everybody knew me. And not in good ways. I got to tell you, some of the mail I got was, whoo, a lot of hatred in people's hearts. Let me tell you, definitely squashed my social anxiety because I had to man up real quick. But anyways, there you go. So there is a thing you may not have known about me. I used to be a moderator for the Ogscast. So thank you guys so much. Please post in the comment section below one thing I may not know about you, and I can't wait to hear. Or something I do know about you. Share with everybody. If I already know you, like, Chaz, you own guns, post in the comment section below. Also, it's totally legal for him to own guns. I probably should follow that up with that. Anyways, I will see you guys next time. I love you all very much. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to become a potato buddy today. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!